relationship with Ryan now?
I think I think it needs some work and some clarification. I think I think Ryan has been fed a lot of nonsense, a lot of lies, from who I don't know. But I believe that what I've done for Ryan's career, I mean, there's no argument that I've done my very best.
We
don't condone any, racism and any type of. It's just wrong. It's wrong, and it's not good what he said, and we strongly feel
the boxing world is about to explode. Ryan Garcia and Oscar de la Hoya's relationship has completely imploded, and what started as behind-the-scenes tension has erupted into full-blown public warfare. We're talking about a promoter and his biggest star absolutely destroying each other in front of millions of fans. This isn't just business disagreements anymore. This is personal, it's messy, and it's about to change everything about Ryan Garcia's career. The confrontation we just witnessed proves that neither man is willing to back down, and the fallout from this drama is creating the most dangerous version of Ryan Garcia we've ever seen. When a fighter feels betrayed by his own team, when he's got nothing left to lose, that's when careers get made or destroyed forever.
So, it's very clear to me that, they're backing this guy to beat me just like they thought Duno was going to beat me. He was the next Filipino star. They saying he's the next Mexican star. You know what? I put everything into this fight. For the first time, I'm extremely committed.
Here's where this gets absolutely wild. Ryan Garcia isn't running from the chaos. He's embracing it. The man openly admits that all this drama, all this pressure, all this public humiliation made him angry enough to completely transform his approach to boxing. Think about that for a second. Most fighters would crumble under this kind of scrutiny. They'd make excuses, play victim, or disappear from the spotlight. But Garcia is doing the exact opposite. He's telling the world that the lowest point of his career became his greatest motivation. Sources close to his camp say he's been training like a man possessed, showing up to the gym with an intensity they've never seen before. This isn't the flashy social media Ryan Garcia anymore. This is a fighter who's been stripped down to pure hunger and rage, and he's channeling every ounce of that energy into becoming something terrifying inside the ring.
Again, it's something that it makes me angry as fuck, but it also just made me more focused on everything that's around me, and a lot of life changes as well that I had.
But here's the kicker. Oscar de la Hoya's response to Ryan's rehab news shows just how disconnected Golden Boy Promotions has become from their own star. Instead of offering support, instead of backing his fighter during the most vulnerable moment of his career, Oscar goes public with what sounds more like criticism than encouragement. He calls it a step in the right direction, but you can hear the disappointment in his voice. That's not how you handle a franchise fighter. That's how you alienate someone who's made you millions of dollars. The optics are terrible. Here's Ryan Garcia trying to get his life together, trying to come back stronger, and his own promoter is out there making lukewarm statements that sound more like a disappointed father than a business partner. This kind of public undermining doesn't just damage relationships. It creates the kind of motivation that turns good fighters into great ones and great fighters into legends.
Just heard Ryan saying that he's going into rehab. It's a step in the right direction for him personally. But yeah, we at Golden Boy, and I've spoken to my partner Bernard Hopkins, and we just don't condone that. It's wrong.
Now listen to this part. Jeff Mayweather, who's seen every type of fighter imaginable, just dropped some serious insight about this matchup. He's comparing both fighters' power, but when he talks about Ryan Garcia's speed and explosiveness, you can hear the respect in his voice. This is Floyd Mayweather's uncle we're talking about. The man has been around championship-level boxing his entire life. When someone with that kind of credibility starts hinting that Ryan Garcia might have the sharper weapons, that carries serious weight. Speed kills in boxing, and insiders are starting to whisper that Garcia's hand speed combined with his current mental state could create a perfect storm. The question isn't whether Ryan Garcia has the physical tools to dominate. The question is which version of his mind shows up on fight night. Because if the focused, angry, motivated Ryan Garcia walks into that ring, this fight could be over faster than anyone expects.
Both guys can punch. I think Ryan's a little faster. And maybe might punch a little harder, I'm not sure, but so that makes it a pretty much an even fight. But like I said, but Ryan Garcia, which Ryan is going to show up?
And get this, Max Kellerman breaks down exactly why fighters like Ryan Garcia become almost impossible to beat when they combine elite physical skills with smart tactical thinking. He's basically describing the evolution every great fighter goes through when they stop fighting with just talent and start fighting with intelligence. That's exactly what Garcia has been working on during this comeback phase. If he can box with discipline instead of emotion, if he can use his speed strategically instead of just throwing wild combinations, Mario Barrios is going to face a nightmare he's never experienced before. The scary part is that Garcia's recent struggles might have forced him to develop the one thing he was missing: mental toughness, technical patience, the ability to break down opponents systematically instead of just trying to knock them out with one punch. When natural athletes learn how to think, they become champions. And all signs point to Garcia finally putting those pieces together.
When a guy has those advantages in boxing skill and speed, and they don't take risks, they are almost impossible to beat. So no matter who Purnell was fighting, no matter who Roy was fighting, if someone would have asked me who they're going to be, they're fighting gods.
Hold up, did you catch Mario Barrios trying to put the entire welterweight division on notice? The confidence sounds good in interviews, but talking trash and standing across from a motivated Ryan Garcia are two completely different realities. Barrios is trying to present himself as this serious force, this legitimate threat who's ready to make a statement. But here's what he doesn't seem to understand. He's not just fighting Ryan Garcia, the boxer. He's fighting Ryan Garcia, the man who's been publicly humiliated, who's had his personal struggles broadcast to the world, who's been questioned by his own promoter. That's not a regular opponent. That's a fighter with nothing left to lose and everything to prove. When Barrios talks about making statements and demanding respect, he sounds like someone who doesn't fully grasp the psychological dynamics of this matchup. Ryan Garcia isn't coming to give him a career-defining moment. He's coming to take his frustration out on someone's face for 12 rounds.
It's a great opportunity for both guys. For Barrios, who's coming off a draw against Manny Pacquiao, the legend, an old Manny Pacquiao, obviously. But I think this is a great opportunity for Ryan to win a world title. And it's a tough fight. It's a very difficult fight.
But wait, it gets worse for Garcia's relationship with Golden Boy. Even when Oscar de la Hoya talks about this fight being a great opportunity, listen to his tone. There's no confidence there. There's no, my fighter is going to destroy this guy energy that you expect from promoters. Instead, he frames it like Garcia is facing some impossible challenge, like he's the underdog in his own comeback fight. That's not how you build momentum for your star. That's how you create doubt and uncertainty right when your fighter needs unwavering support. Fans and media pick up on these subtle signals. When a promoter sounds hesitant about his own fighter's chances, it raises questions about what they're seeing in training camp, what they know about the fighter's current condition, what they're really thinking behind closed doors. This lukewarm support isn't just disappointing. It's adding more fuel to the fire that's already burning between Garcia and his promotional team.
There to learn. It's a learning experience. You know, I'm not in the gym. When I'm in the gym a lot of times, I'm there to grow and to get better.
Here's where it gets interesting, though. Floyd Mayweather starts talking about the gym being a place of growth and learning, and that message hits different when you consider where Ryan Garcia is right now. The idea of evolving, improving, and sharpening skills isn't just motivational talk. It's exactly what Garcia has been emphasizing throughout this entire comeback process. When legends like Floyd highlight the importance of development and continuous improvement, it validates the narrative that Garcia is rebuilding himself from the ground up. Think about the timing of this message. Garcia is dealing with public criticism, promotional drama, and personal struggles, but instead of making excuses, he's treating it all as education. That mindset shift suggests something dangerous is happening behind the scenes. While critics are focused on past mistakes and current drama, Garcia might be evolving into a more complete fighter than he's ever been.
Who do you think is gonna win in the fight, Ryan Garcia or Mario Barrios?
I think Ryan Garcia, bro. Yeah, he's really good. And And I think this is his chance, you know? I hope he's working hard because
He is, bro.
Yeah,
he is.
okay. Because this is his chance to be a world champion.
Andy Ruiz just threw some serious support behind Ryan Garcia, and coming from a former heavyweight champion who shocked the world by beating Anthony Joshua, that endorsement carries real weight. Ruiz understands what it feels like to be underestimated. He knows what it takes to perform under pressure when everyone expects you to fail. When he calls this Garcia's chance to become world champion, he's not just making predictions. He's recognizing the mental and physical ingredients that create championship moments. Fighters understand pressure better than anyone else. They can sense when someone has that special combination of skill, motivation, and timing that leads to breakthrough performances. The fact that Ruiz is publicly backing Garcia suggests that people inside the boxing world are seeing something in his preparation and mindset that casual fans might be missing.
I fear the old Ryan is back. And what do I mean by that? The Ryan that was about to fight Devin Haney, the Ryan that was a destroyer before then, a Ryan that knocked out Oscar Duarte. I might be glazing here, right? And I'm not even trying to say that the Ryan that was in the build-up for the Devin Haney fight and all the crazy shit he was doing is the guy I want to see. I want to see a mentally well-adjusted, locked in to fighting Ryan Garcia.
Now get this. Wade Plem starts talking about the return of the old, destructive Ryan Garcia, and that phrase should terrify Mario Barrios. We're talking about the version of Garcia that carried explosive confidence, devastating knockout power, and the kind of mental swagger that made him must-see television. That Ryan Garcia changed how people viewed the lightweight division. He made experienced fighters look ordinary. He turned routine fights into highlight reels. If that focused, mentally sharp version is truly returning, Barrios isn't just facing a comeback story. He's facing a fighter who's rediscovered his most dangerous qualities while adding the wisdom and hunger that only comes from surviving rock bottom. The combination of natural talent and earned toughness creates a different type of fighter. It creates the type of fighter who doesn't just win. It creates the type of fighter who makes statements that echo through the entire sport.
Mario Barrios beating Ryan Garcia next month. Whoever God wants to win. Whoever God wants to win. Who does Rolly want to win? It has nothing to do with me.
But here's the kicker that nobody's talking about. Rolly Romero completely avoids giving a clear prediction about this fight, and that hesitation tells you everything you need to know. Romero isn't shy about sharing opinions. He's not known for diplomatic answers or playing it safe. But when asked about Garcia versus Barrios, he suddenly becomes evasive. That's not coincidence. That's recognition. Fighters often dodge predictions when they know the matchup is genuinely unpredictable, or when they respect one fighter's threat level too much to bet against them. The fact that Romero won't confidently pick Barrios highlights how uncertain the boxing world feels about this fight. Even Garcia's rivals are showing subtle signs of respect for his explosiveness and current mental state. When competitors refuse to count you out, it usually means they're seeing something dangerous in your preparation.
Ryan, you say we don't know what to expect from him,
No.
you know? Why do you say that?
Because I know how hard it is to go through adversity that he went through. And if you haven't got good people around you, it's hard, you know, and you don't know what demons he's had to fight and what he's had to go through, whether he was able to keep his head on his shoulders and still stay in the gym. And I think that showed in the Rolly Romero fight where he was.
Conor Benn adds another layer to this psychological analysis by highlighting how mental struggles can actually strengthen fighters when they learn to channel adversity properly. That perspective is crucial because it shows how Garcia's recent challenges might have created advantages that weren't there before. Think about it. Garcia appears to be rebuilding with clarity and focus, while questions surround Barrios' recent consistency and preparation quality. Mental strength decides elite fights more than physical tools, and this viewpoint subtly reinforces the belief that Garcia might enter this contest with sharper psychological weapons than his opponent. When fighters learn to transform pain into power, when they figure out how to use criticism as fuel, they become different types of competitors. They become the fighters who thrive under pressure instead of wilting under it.
This is not there's not a far-going conclusion that Ryan can take out a guy like Barrios, man. Barrios is experienced. I don't give a damn what anybody says. He got a lot of experience, man. He got the best resume at 147 pounds, right? He's a champion. You know what I mean? He's been in the ring with Tank Davis as well. He's been in the ring. Who else was the guy he been in the ring with? That was
Pacquiao recently, obviously.
Pacquiao recently, and there was another one.
Thurman, was it Thurman?
Yeah, Keith one-time Thurman. So I mean, he's felt.
Tim Bradley makes a strong case for Mario Barrios by emphasizing his experience and the quality names on his resume, and on paper, that analysis sounds convincing. Barrios has faced tough opposition. He's felt championship-level pressure. He's proven he can handle adversity inside the ring. But here's what experience can't prepare you for. Ryan Garcia represents a completely different type of challenge because he brings unpredictable timing, lightning-fast hands, and dangerous counterpunching ability that can erase years of experience in a matter of seconds. Fighters with long resumes often struggle against opponents who fight with speed and confidence rather than caution and hesitation. Garcia's style creates problems that experience doesn't solve. It creates the type of chaos that forces fighters to rely on reflexes instead of game plans. And if Garcia manages to break through that experience barrier, if he can make Barrios resume irrelevant for 12 rounds, the victory would massively elevate his credibility across the entire division.
I did everything right. I came back clean. I am a competitor. I am competitive. And see, everything got to be right. You know, everything got to just be on my terms, and everything got to be, I try to do it on your terms. I try to give you that. And you show why you don't deserve it.
Devin Haney's frustrated comments about Garcia reveal just how deep this rivalry runs and how much psychological space Garcia continues to occupy in top fighters' minds. Listen to the emotion in Haney's voice. This isn't casual trash talk or promotional hype. This is genuine competitive frustration from someone who can't let go of their issues with Garcia. When elite fighters remain this vocal about rivals, it proves the lasting impact that Garcia has had on the division. He's not just another opponent to these guys. He's someone who gets under their skin, someone who represents unfinished business, someone who continues to attract attention and generate reactions even when he's not directly involved in their fights. That level of emotional investment from other champions and contenders amplifies the spotlight on Garcia's comeback and adds pressure to prove that he belongs among the elite names who can't stop talking about him.
I think that Ryan Garcia is just trying to find any motivation to be even more hungry for this fight. His mentality is totally different for this fight, and he's in great shape. I've been worried, to be honest. I've been worried with all of the live streams and all of the kick lives and all the shit. So I've been worried about that. But he just seems just hungry, all right? But Mario Barrios was stoic, as always, and he was very serious, calling Ryan Garcia.
Sean Porter describes a clear shift in Ryan Garcia's mentality and confirms that the hunger has returned to his approach, and that observation matters because motivation often trumps talent in high-pressure situations. But here's what really adds fuel to this fire. Mario Barrios apparently called Ryan Garcia a clown, and that kind of disrespect creates the most dangerous type of motivation in boxing. Fighters perform at their absolute peak when they feel personally insulted and doubted by their opponents. Garcia is already dealing with criticism from his promoter, questions about his mental state, and skepticism from media. Now his opponent is adding personal insults to the mix. That's not strategy. That's creating a monster. When fighters enter the ring with chips on their shoulders, when they're fighting to silence critics and prove doubters wrong, they find levels of performance that surprise everyone, including themselves. Barrios might have just given Garcia the extra edge he needed to turn this fight into a statement victory. So here's what we're looking at. The stage is set for one of the most psychologically intense fights in recent boxing history, and every single factor is pointing toward an explosive confrontation that could change both fighters' careers forever. Ryan Garcia enters this fight with more motivation than he's ever had, fueled by promotional drama, personal struggles, public criticism, and now direct disrespect from his opponent. Mario Barrios comes in confident and experienced, but he's facing a version of Garcia that's been forged by adversity and sharpened by necessity. The mental edge could be absolutely decisive, because Garcia has been rebuilding his speed, timing, and focus while carrying the kind of hunger that only comes from having everything to prove. If Garcia dominates this fight, he doesn't just win a world title. He sends a message to Oscar de la Hoya, to Devin Haney, to every critic who counted him out, and to the entire division that he's evolved into something more dangerous than anyone expected. But if Barrios shocks the world, he proves that experience and championship-level preparation can neutralize even the fastest, most motivated rising stars in the sport. This is more than just a fight for a belt. This is a battle between hunger and experience, between redemption and validation, between a fighter trying to reclaim his destiny and a champion trying to cement his legacy. Who wants it more? Who's mentally stronger? Who's prepared for the moment when everything is on the line? The answer is going to be revealed in the ring, and you absolutely cannot afford to miss a single second of this war. Drop a comment below and tell me who you think has the psychological advantage. Smash that like button if this breakdown opened your eyes to what's really at stake. Subscribe to the channel because we're covering every angle of this fight, and hit that notification bell because the drama is just getting started. I'll see you in the next one.